Hi, this is Chris McKinnon for Rugby Nova Scotia. I'm here with senior Celtic and under-20 coach Brian Krawitz to talk about the dissolution of the Super League. Brian, what happened?
Basically, the Super League has been changed into a different format. The structure is still there. It's still the same pathway where you play club, play provincial level, play at for the development teams, then the NA8 or America's Cup as it's now called, and then the national team. And what they've done is they've just basically retooled the structure. There still is a Super League, but it's just under a different regional format. So we're playing in the Atlantic Division. We play with New Brunswick against the Newfoundland Rock. So it's still the same teams. It's just that we no longer have Ottawa and Quebec in our conference. They're in the Central Conference or the Ontario Conference. Basically, the Super League, what a lot of the provinces found was it wasn't a so-called Super League, and they wanted it retooled and called the Senior National Championships. This year didn't quite get all of the wheels in motion to have everything down on paper and have a national championship. That will happen next year. Pat Parfrey and some of the other directors with Rugby Canada really want this to happen. Kieran Crowley, the head coach of Rugby Canada, also wants this to happen. He sees it as a great pathway for the America's Cup. So we're going ahead with it. Our team is looking really strong. I've talked to the coaches in both Newfoundland, New Brunswick. Their programs are going strong. We just got back from Montreal. The Caribou have improved immensely. The first games kicked off last weekend. Ottawa fell to Toronto by a pretty big score, but the Niagara Thunder played Quebec Caribou, and last year they got blown out of the water, I think 60-some to nothing. This year they lost a very tight score of 31-17. So that's you can see that the league is improving, and especially the lesser teams, the Niagara Thunders and so on, who have been at the upper echelon, the Newfoundland Rock, are starting to see the rest of the teams are creeping up on them.
Sure. So it's evolving for the better.
I think so, and I think with the help and the advantage of people like Kieran that want to see this pathway succeed, I think that it's looking where it was before. I would say that it was getting a little bit watered down, just because there was probably not enough interest in it put in by some provinces. Some provinces it was a big thing, some provinces it wasn't a big thing. We're going to try and get back to every province has and maintains, because the next pathway is that America's Cup, and that in order to get on the America's Cup you have to play in the regionals.
Great. So that channel still exists for our players to funnel into the North American.
Oh, absolutely. We've got selected from the senior Celtics. We haven't named the players yet to our team, so I don't want to go into that. But we do have 8 guys going to the North America's Cup team from the Atlantic. The tryouts on July 5th in New Brunswick. So we can already see that we're paying dividends by having the Celtics program, getting those guys recognized, and then hopefully get more guys on the national team. You know, right now debuting this weekend is Chauncey O'Toole, a flanker from New Brunswick. He's playing against Ireland in his first test match and his first cap. There's no reason we can't have more Nova Scotians on that team as well.
Well said, Brian. Brian Krawitz, coach of the senior Celtics and under-20s, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
You bet. Cheers.
Chris McKinnon for Rugby Nova Scotia.